This is the Kazdoy Closet. I'm Kazdoy. That's my closet full of all the stuff that I love. And today, 2 sales, 2 labels, 11 blind buys. Here's what I bought, what I paid for them, and why I bought them. You might say it's a tale of 2 sales. Sorry about that. Let's check it out. First off, just some basic information. All the discs that I bought, of course, were Blu-rays, but they were also all the limited editions, so they all came with the booklets and the extra features, etc. And that was important to me. And I will tell you which region each disc is in. And the labels are Indicator and Radiance. And that was also important to me because they produce what I feel are high quality products. I have several of those in my collection. More Indicator, of course, they've been around a lot longer. And if I see some very low prices on those labels and other labels like Imprint, especially if they're special editions, I'm going to grab them right away. I've rarely been disappointed in what they've produced. Let's begin with the Indicator disc that I bought. This was from an Orbit DVD sale, not the current Indicator sale that's going on as of this recording. All the discs were only $11 each, which is a great price for limited editions. The shipping was free because I got over 3 discs, and the booklets are glossy. They're at least 30 pages long, and the booklets are always excellent on these Indicator products. So first off, 3 films that take place during the 30s and 40s, starting with Pastor Hall from 1940. This is in black and white. It's 96 minutes long. This is region A, B, and C. It's currently streaming on Tubi if you want to check it out. And this is based on a true story about a pastor who was sent to a concentration camp for criticizing the Nazi Party, but he does not waver in his beliefs. Secondly is Love on the Dole. This is from 1941, 99 minutes long, black and white also. This is region A, B, and C. And this is about, it takes place during the Depression in England, where a young woman decides to become a rich man's mistress, mainly so she can support her unemployed family. And finally in this group, we have Orders to Kill. This is from 1958. It's a little bit longer, 112 minutes long, also black and white. This is region A. And this is about an American agent who parachutes into France to assassinate a suspected traitor to the French resistance. Now, why did I choose these first 3? Well, they all have pretty serious plot elements. They look pretty dark, they look pretty intense, and they have characters who are pretty much living on the edge, and all those factors usually appeal to me. The next 2 Indicator titles I chose basically because of the star power. In other words, who's involved in these films, which I usually don't choose films based on who's in them or who's directing them, but sometimes it just all kind of depends. But the first one in this category is Hoffman from 1970. It's 112 minutes long. This one's in color. It's region A, B. This is about a businessman who blackmails his attractive young secretary to spend the weekend with him. Now, the draw here for me was, as you can see, Peter Sellers stars in the title role. This is 2 years after he was in the film The Party, and he apparently hated this film, feeling it was too close to his actual personality, which is kind of odd. And he tried to have the negatives destroyed, but failed, and was kind of in a depression for a year or 2 afterwards. Well, all that really got my interest, so that's why I picked up Hoffman. And the other one, based on the star power involved, is The Devil's Men. This is from 1976. Now, there's 2 versions here, 94 minutes and 86 minutes. I believe the longer one is probably the European version, and the shorter one is the US version. This is in color. This is region A, B, and C. And this is about tourists who are kidnapped by a satanic cult, and a priest tries to save them. Well, that plot alone sounds good to me. But the stars here are Donald Pleasance and Peter Cushing, but even more interesting for me was the music is by Brian Eno, one of my favorites, and I don't think he did the music for many films at all. So I really want to check out what he's doing here. I also wanted to include, of course, some film noir. So I chose An Unsuitable Job for a Woman from 1982, 95 minutes long, in color. This is region A, B, and C. This is about a young female private detective who's hired by a businessman to investigate the suicide of his estranged son. It's film noir. I've heard some good things about this. I've heard some pretty bad things about this, but I went for it anyways. Now let's look at some films I picked up on the Radiance label. Now this was a sale direct from Radiance in the UK. So even with the shipping costs involved, shipping it to the US, which can be quite expensive, the total still came to about $19 per disc, which is still pretty good considering they're all limited editions. Some I could not find at any vendors at all. And if I did, they were going for at least $25 or more. The booklets also included here are 36 pages or longer, always well done. And they all have that unique Radiance design where they have the strip down the side. And I just like their aesthetic. I like how they design their discs. And so we're going to, and reversible artwork as well. So we're going to start again with two films that appealed to me because of who's involved with them. Starting with Scream and Scream Again. And this is from 1970. It's 94 minutes long, in color. And this is region B. It's streaming right now on Tubi and Freevee if you want to check it out. This is about a serial killer who drinks his victim's blood and is roaming the streets of London. Now the cast here, amazing. Vincent Price, Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing. I've heard mixed things about this one as well, but with that cast, how bad can it be really? And some great extras as well. The other one that appealed to me because of the star power was really because of the director involved. And that one is O.C. and Stiggs. This is from 1987. It's 109 minutes long, in color. This is region B. This is about two unhappy teenagers who despise their suburban community and are seeking revenge against one particular middle-class family. Now the star here, for me at least, is the director, Robert Altman. I'm a big fan of his. And this is supposed to be his take/satire of teen comedies. Now he's tackled various film genres in the past. He's made a gangster film. He's made a Western. He's made a detective film and others. And so I thought, okay, well, what's he doing with teen comedies? That's an interesting mix. Takes place kind of at a lull in his filmography. 5 years after this one, he released The Player, which I think was kind of a comeback for him. And so this one's gotten really mixed reviews. Some people say it's one of his worst films, and he's made a couple of pretty bad ones. And other people say either you get the joke here or you don't get the joke here. So very curious to see what this one's all about. The next three Radiance discs that I picked up appeal to me because they just had intriguing plot descriptions, starting with A Moment of Romance from 1990. It's 92 minutes long, in color. This one's in Cantonese and it's region A and B. This is about a bank heist during which the getaway driver takes a young woman hostage and they develop a forbidden relationship. It's been described as sort of a mix of a crime drama and something that may be done by the director Wong Kar-wai. I'm not a huge fan of his. I've seen a couple of his films, but that mix sounded very intriguing, and so I went with this one. Next up, that interested me is The Dead Mother, and this is from 1993, 111 minutes long, in color. This one's in Spanish. This is region A, B, and C. It's also currently streaming on Tubi, and this is about a petty criminal who shoots and kills a woman and shoots her daughter as well. But 20 years later, the daughter finds the shooter, and what happens after that. So sounds interesting as well. And then finally, going with She Dies Tomorrow. And this is from 2020. It's 85 minutes long, probably one of the shortest ones in this batch, right? It's in color. This is also streaming on Tubi right now. And this is about a woman who becomes strangely convinced that she's going to die the next day. Now, this one got some really poor reviews, looking at like IMDb and looking at Letterboxd, some people just hated this thing. A few people liked it, but it's listed as a psychological horror. I like the premise of it. There's some interesting extras. I thought, all right, let's go for it. So feel free to leave a comment or suggestion down below. Have you seen any of these films? What did you think? Maybe which one should I start with? Or if you're going for the current Indicator sale, maybe you could share what you're picking up there. Like I said before, when it comes to certain labels at a good price and they're limited editions, I'm going to go for it. There were a couple of standard editions on that Indicator Orbit DVD sale that I kind of wish I went for, but I said I'm sticking to limited editions this time. Just the way my mood was this time. So feel free to leave a comment, leave a thumbs up, don't leave a thumbs down. Subscribe would be great. Share this with your friends and neighbors. We are not quite at 1,500 subscribers yet. That's our goal. We're almost at 1,300, so we're going to keep plugging along. But subscribing is free. Also free as we're on the Letterboxd app under the Kazdoy closet. There's a link down below, and that's where we leave brief written reviews of other things we're watching that we don't talk about here. Most recently, we left reviews for Knife of Ice, The Artifice Girl, and The Shiver of the Vampires. So check that out if you want. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching. Really appreciate it. See you next time.